What is up, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market had a pretty good day today. The S&P went up 0.2%, the Dow and the NASDAQ 100 went up 0.1%, and the Russell went up about 0.4%. So today we're going to break down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the markets, and overall how I'm navigating the markets. So sit back, relax, smash that like button. Make sure to go down below, get your $50 from M1 Finance, and check out my Patreon if you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, a morning update video, more access to me throughout the day. All of that's on Patreon, linked right down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So today, SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, hit yet again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yet again, another all-time high. That was hit later in the day. I believe it was in Power Hour. We hit that at 4:49. Let's see exactly here. 4:49.46, and it was with about 15 minutes left. So it was indeed during Power Hour that we did hit that all-time high. So it looks like we picked direction from that consolidation spot. And by that I mean we consolidated on Monday in the latter half of the day above 447, which was the all-time high a couple of weeks ago. So that's a good sign. We consolidated on Tuesday and today, Wednesday, pre-market, followed by that bounce throughout the first half of the day, which was the direction picking to the upside. So it's very obvious at this point that the bulls are in charge. We're moving above the moving averages on the 5-day chart, on the 20-day chart, and on, I'm assuming, the 4-hour chart as well. Yep. So at this point in time, there could be more juice left in this rally. No joke. I mean, it could go higher, 455, 460 even though that might be a bit stretched. And we're going to see what happens. I mean, we have the Fed meeting, which for my knowledge, my research, I mean, they're not going to do anything crazy. I don't think they're going to reveal anything when it comes down to tapering. Who knows? I could be wrong. They could shock the world. And maybe that's why the markets are moving, because they know the Fed isn't really going to do much, I believe, tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. And when it comes to QQQ, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, this also, I believe, hit an all-time high today. Yeah, earlier in the day, we hit an all-time high at $375.39, continuing the breakout that we experienced on Monday when we broke and tore right through that 369, 370 resistance that was a sticking point for a couple of weeks on QQQ. So this looks really bullish, breaking out. We're above both moving averages on the 20-day chart, and we're noticing a golden cross, the 50 crossing above the 180 SMA, which I absolutely love. So, excuse me, guys. Ooh. Choking on my own words here. Jeez. I absolutely love the price action that we're seeing right now in the markets, and I'd love to know what you guys have to think. Drop me a comment, and if you guys have any questions, as always, shoot me a DM on Instagram at StasSurfS, all one word there, at StasSurfS. Follow me on there. And by the way, there's scammers pretending to be me. I know a lot of you know this already because they replicated my account, and they pretty much, literally, no kidding, they DM'd, I'm convinced they DM'd at least 1,000 people, because I got so many DMs about, oh, the fake Stas, this, that, the third. So I'm going to say it here. There's a fake Stas out there. Heck, there might be multiple fake Stases, but my only Instagram that I'm active on right now is at StasSurfS, StasSerfes. Follow me on there. And I post pretty much daily on the story, so if you guys want to be a part of it, get on Instagram. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks now that I'm personally looking at, and about 5 of the stocks, I think maybe 4 of the stocks that we're going to talk about today reported earnings. And I like doing this. If you guys have been following me, you know this. I don't do it all the time, but when companies report and I make a video and talk about them, I like kind of keeping the report a surprise. So I get surprised and you get my live reaction. I don't know if that's fun or not. At least it makes it more fun for me. And maybe for you, the viewer, that also makes it fun. But stock number one is CCL, good old Carnival Cruise Line. And this is one that I was trading. If you guys are on my Patreon, you know this. When I was in Hawaii about time flies, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was trading this a lot. I believe I got about 3 trades on CCL in the past roughly month and a half. So made some good money on it. And I was telling you guys, I was trying to hammer it in your heads. Watch out for CCL to break above the main moving averages here on the 4-hour. And we did exactly that. We broke above. I think this was 2 days ago. And today we went up even more, another 1%. Yesterday was a solid day as well. So now we're finally seeing that shift in momentum. And when I was in Hawaii a couple weeks ago and I was trading this thing, we were trading the ins and outs, the dips, the pops, and it was a pretty good pattern. I mean, if I pop up this, channel, you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about, right? Uptrending channels holding. It's been trading within that for the past couple of weeks. And now that we're moving above the moving averages, we're also seeing a golden cross on the 4-hour chart here. Maybe we could ultimately take out the top of this channel, or at least move up to test it, which is going to be at about 25, maybe mid 25s. So watch out for CCL, guys. It is a little overbought, though. I'll be honest with you all. But it's changing trend. The trend is shifting, which is very much worth watching. So keep it on your watch list. Keep it on your watch list. And full disclosure, I don't have a position in CCL right now. I believe I got rid of my last swing. I think that was like a week and a half ago. I sold it at 23.65 or something like that. And again, now we're at $24. So we'll see. This one's still a very solid stock in my opinion. And another thing worth mentioning, good thing I just caught this, resistance is inbound. Not only at the top of the channel at $25 like we said, but look, 24, 25 held as support back in March, twice in March, in April, in May as well, and a little bit here in July. So we held it as support. And you guys know this. Whenever a support breaks, we fall under it, it becomes resistance. So the fact that we saw huge support from March to about July, or more like May, actually July as well. The fact that we saw a huge support there, we broke under it, now it's a main resistance. So 25 is going to be a big sticking point on CCL, but I think if we get out of there, watch out for that big move to the high 20s. I think it's coming. I wish I knew when it was coming, but it could be next week. It could be a couple months from now. We just have to wait and see. And it being in that whole category of a travel stock, a stock that doesn't want to see cases increasing and the you-know-what, there's going to be some pressure on it. But if we get cases dropping in Delta, hopefully that happens. Now that we got the FDA approval in the Pfizer shot, who knows? I mean, maybe cases go down. And that's going to be a good opportunity, in my opinion, not only for CCL, RCL, NCLH, the cruise lines, but also we're looking at the airlines. The airlines are beaten down the past couple of weeks, months for that matter. AAL, UAL, LUV, these are a couple that I'm keeping my eyes on now that they're starting to trend back over the 4-hour moving averages. So that's CCL. DKS completely erupted today. This is Dick's Sporting Goods, guys. And I feel like a lot of these retail-oriented stocks, not the retail trader stocks, I mean, the stocks or the companies like Dick's, Lowe's, Target, Ulta, we'll talk about that one later. A lot of these companies have been freaking crushing it, man. DKS went up 13.3% today. It closed at, and they reported before the market opened. Wow, so they went up 13%. At close, and they closed at 129, by the way, and they were actually up to 134. So at one point in time, oh my goodness, this stock was up about 15%. So let's take a look. I looked at this earnings report earlier this morning, but I'll be honest, I forget what they did. So let's see. Oh, wow. Yep. Now I remember. They demolished EPS. $5.08 of adjusted Q2 EPS versus the $2.70 estimate. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Sales came in at $3.27 billion versus the $2.82 billion estimated. And let's see, did they give? Oh, they sure did. They gave it. They delivered a 19.2% increase in same-store sales, and they raised full-year guidance. Let me see this. Wow, guys. They raised full-year guidance, and they enhanced the 2021 capital allocation plan, which I'm not exactly sure what that consists of, but oh my goodness, guys. That same-store sales number, 19%. The consensus estimate was 5%. Come on now. So, yeah, that is insane. Huge beat there for DKS. The stock is obviously on fire, and I believe that's an all-time high. It's got to be. Oh, yes, it is, guys. This was a $13 stock about a year and a half ago. Now it just hit $130. Choo, wow. Could you imagine 10xing your money on Dick's Sporting Goods? No one would have freaking thought that would happen, but it happened. What can we say? It happened. So, yeah, at this point, I wouldn't rush into DKS. In fact, I would have let the dust settle, meaning I'm going to give it a couple of days at least, maybe even a week, 2-3 weeks to figure itself out, maybe get back closer to those moving averages because, as you guys can see, let me clear the drawing set here. We've seen these huge pops multiple times after earnings. I mean, look, I think the past 2 quarters we did the same thing. Or actually, no, 2 quarters ago we hit $80 before the earnings report, and then we tanked all the way down to about 67. We held the moving averages, and we ran up to another high. But the previous earnings report, not this one, but the one from the previous quarter back in May, they went from 85 to about $100, so a 15-point pop after their report, and we saw a retracement back to the 180 SMA after that pop to $100, and that retracement took about a couple weeks. You know, we ended up seeing $100 in the end of May after the earnings report, and then we pulled back to that $90 level right by the moving average on the 17th of June, 18th of June. So it took about 3 weeks for that retracement to occur, which again is why I'm waiting for the dust to settle on Dick's Sporting Goods. Maybe it starts getting back to the low hundreds. You know, that would be an opportunity in my eyes. Buying it here, on the other hand, you know, it's a bit too risky for me. The risk reward isn't necessarily there. You know, Mara is another one, Marathon Digital, that I'm personally looking at right now on this potential, keyword is potential, breakout above this main resistance. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about right here. You guys can see main resistance right now is at about $39.40. That was a sticking point earlier in August and back in the end of April. And we're noticing we're trading above both moving averages. We're seeing a golden cross as well. And also, I'm noticing an ascending triangle. You know, we've been making higher lows ever since the middle of July, and we've been squeezing deeper and deeper into that $39.40 level. And you guys know, the way an ascending triangle plays out is, you guessed it, we end up squeezing out of that resistance, and we see a huge leg up. I mean, we've called out countless of ascending triangles here on the channel in the past. If I had a list of them, I'd probably have a list longer than this notebook I have right next to me. But, you know, a recent one we called out, to give you guys an example, is Cisco, CSCO, and this one completely broke out. You know, we called this out a couple of weeks ago when it was at $55. That was a sticking point there. We were uptrending into it. Then we squeezed out of 55, like what could happen with Mara here if it breaks 40, and we hit 55, broke it on Cisco, and now we're trading over 60, right around 60. So keep an eye on Mara for that breakout. CRM is also, breaking out. It went up 0.5% at the close, but now it's up about $7 after hours. So that is a move of about 3-4%. Not too shabby. And if you guys didn't know, CRM is Salesforce. And I lied. I actually did. I was reading a little bit on their earnings report before I hit the record button, and I was reading that they raised their guidance because of their acquisition of Slack. And let me show you guys. I wonder what Slack's doing. Well, Slack's not doing anything right now, is it? Oh, no, it's not. It stopped trading about a month ago. Okay. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, CRM bought Slack about, wow, that was a while ago. If you don't remember, let me show you Slack's chart. It was this day right here. Slack was at $25. Boom, we got the news, and then it was all of a sudden $45. So, yeah, the stock, that was back in November. Wow, so almost, wow, it's close to a year ago that happened. I didn't think it was that long ago. But, yeah, Slack, CRM, yep. It's looking good. So, CRM, let's see exactly what they did for earnings. They did EPS, let's see here, $1.48 versus 92 cents estimated, so that's a nice beat. Revenue came in at $6.34 billion versus $6.24 billion estimated, so double beat on EPS and revenue for Salesforce, and their guidance was up. I want to see exactly, let me see here, Q3 2022 revenues of $6.78 to $6.79 versus $6.66 billion estimated, so that's a nice beat there on revenue guidance. Full year 22 revenue guidance of about 26.2 to 26.3 billion versus 26.01 billion, so they guided up. That's awesome. I'll take it. And this is breaking out, no doubt about it. Above the moving averages, out of the wedge here that we're seeing on the 4-hour chart. And now we're testing resistance points and levels that we haven't been at since September. Okay, so almost about a year ago, September of 2020. So we're going to be watching what CRM does in the 270 range, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't BS here on this YouTube channel. I'm not one of these hype stock pumping YouTuber. I don't even know, but that's not what I am, and I'll give it to you straight. I feel like, sure, CRM could run up a little bit more, 275, but I truly believe sellers will step in because it's pretty overbought on the yearly chart, on the 3-year chart, and on the 4-hour chart. It's very overbought. So I think sellers will step in, whether it's 270 to 280 roughly. Profit taking will occur. The RSI will cool off a bit, and maybe we'll get another opportunity closer towards those moving averages here on the 4-hour, putting CRM anywhere from maybe 250, 245, 255. That is where I'd feel way more comfortable adding some shares of CRM. We'll see how that goes down, guys. Snow is another one. Snowflake here, they reported earnings today. Let's see what they did. Negative 64 cents EPS versus negative 15 cents, so that is a big miss. Revenue came in at $254.6 million. That also missed. Wow, versus the $256.54 million estimate. So double miss for Snowflake. And let's see here, revenue. Guidance is, wow, the rev guidance is lower as well. They see Q3 sales of 280 to 285 million versus 292 million estimated, so that's under. And they see full year 2022 sales of 1.06 to 1.07 versus 1.11 billion estimated. And what the heck? This goes to show the stock market is wild because they missed EPS, they missed revenue, guidance missed, and the stock's up $10. What do you know? I mean, come on. You can't make this stuff up. This goes to show why the stock market is pretty crazy sometimes. It does the opposite of what you think. It makes sense that Snowflake did not do well and the stock would go down, right? That makes sense. But it didn't do that. So at this point, I'm looking at this it's a pretty decent pattern. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, we're above the moving averages, golden cross, all that good stuff. And now with the earnings report, even though it was pretty crappy, the stock is up and it's starting to break out of this 290 resistance, which was a resistance a couple weeks ago. Also back in February, March a little bit. So, and not to mention, this is also an ascending triangle, another one that we're spotting. So if we rip out of 290, 300 like we are now, even though the earnings report was crappy, this could end up seeing a big leg up. Maybe not to 400. I don't know. That's a little extreme. But maybe up to 325. That's very possible. That was a big resistance point back in the beginning of January, also beginning of February. So watch out for I keep saying CRM, guys. Snowflake. And another one that went ballistic after hours is Ulta. Oh my God, guys. Ulta up 4% at the close, but now after hours it's up another $20. I mean, geez, this is up. Let's see here. It closed at 389. Now it's at 410, so it's up another 6% after market hours. So this has to do with same-store sales. I'm calling it right now. Same-store sales was very good for Ulta. Let's see if they tell us. Okay, full year 21 guidance. They raised EPS. Whoa, they raised EPS from $11.50 to $11.95. That was the range for full year 2021. Now they're seeing EPS from $14.50 to $14.70. That's a $3 raise. Guidance is looking great. Sales also got raised from 7.7 to 7.8 billion to 8.1 to 8.3 billion. So that's probably what's moving up the stock. We love seeing that guidance moving up. That shows that management, they believe the company is going to do better than expected over the next couple of quarters, better than analysts expected. That is always a win in my book. And on top of that, they completely smoked EPS. EPS came in at $4.56 versus $2.42. So that is a complete smash right there. And sales came in at $1.97 billion versus $1.72 estimated. So awesome report from Ulta. And I'm not seeing same-store sales. That's a shame. I wanted to see what that number was, but we're not getting it. So Ulta crushed it, and I'm putting this in the same category as CRM. You know, it's doing well, but I want to see the dust settle. I want to see, give it a couple weeks, maybe a week or two. You know, I want to get closer to those moving averages for an entry, whether it's 355, 360, 370, 380. That's where I'd be interested. Here at 415, 410, not that interested, I'll be honest. But hey, I'm still watching it. DBX, Dropbox is another one that I'm personally watching right now. DBX is down about $2-3 roughly from the recent high at about 33. It's down about 7%. We are holding the uptrend as of now. We're holding above the 180 SMA at a higher low, but we are also trading under the 50 SMA. So now we're in a wedge. We've gotten ourselves in a pickle here. And DBX needs to take out, I'm going to say 31.35. So I'm going to put my alert right at 31.35. That would put it right by the top of this wedge. Maybe we take it out, and then we end up hitting 33 again. That would be where we could hop in and trade it. So overall, guys, those are a bunch of stocks I'm watching right now. And you know me, we could go on and on and on and on. You know, let's do a bonus one if you stuck till the end. And if you did, drop me a comment. Let me know that you stuck till the end. DraftKings, 7% day today. Well, more like 6.5%. Very solid day. And did we not call this out? I don't want to toot my own horn, but we called this out at $55. I told you guys, if 55 breaks, 60 to 62 is next on DraftKings, and I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, but it did. We're now at $60. So this, what I said for Ulta and CRM, also applies to DraftKings. We have to wait for a pullback. It's too hot right now. Let it cool off, mid-50s. That is where I'm thinking we could strike. And Tattooed Chef, last one. Tattooed Chef, great day today, 7%. It went up over $20 again, and it snapped back quite aggressively from that earnings report. And we're not quite yet out of the woods on TTCF, guys, technically speaking. You know, it's still under, well, it's not under the moving averages. In fact, it's above both of them on the 4-hour. But we're still at a lower high resistance based on this trend line. So I'd like to see it start moving 21, 22 before I get really excited on the technical side. And until then, I'm just just going to be holding on. I'm long tattooed chef. My average is roughly 19, something like that. Maybe high 18s. I bought more recently the past week at about 17.30. So I brought my average down a bit, and I'm happy with it. And I'm holding on. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you all enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment as well. I really appreciate all of that from all of you guys out there watching. And check out my Patreon if you guys want to support me a bit further, get a bunch of exclusive content, real-time buys, sells, call-outs, a morning update video, plus more access to me. All of that's on Patreon, linked right down below. Or you guys can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. Make sure to also grab up your $50 from M1 Finance, your 2 stocks from Webull, up to $1,600. That's literally free money for you guys waiting down below. And I also do get some money. It's an affiliate link, so if you want to help me out a bit more and get yourself some free money, hey, those links are right down below for you. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, I'll pop up another video here about 3 stocks, well, actually 5 stocks with very high short interest. Check it out. Many of these might squeeze. Keyword is might. So check it out. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there. Peace out.